This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Swinging Through Comics. Visit mjmunoz.com/stc for notes and links. And don't forget to subscribe. Like, share, and comment to help me grow. This is Swinging Through Comics episode, or issue if you like, if you're nasty, 54, and I am talking about The Rise of Ultraman, number 5. So this is the final issue of the miniseries, the Ultraman, The Rise of Ultraman, as I want to call it, and I gotta say I liked it a lot. I'm gonna go to the credits real quick and talk about who made this book happen. So the writers were Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. The artist was Francesco Manna. The color artist was Espen Grundetjean. And we have Ariana Maher doing the lettering, or Maher, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So, I'll talk about the cover real quick. It's got Ultraman fighting BEMULAR, and I believe this BEMULAR looks like the original BEMULAR from Ultraman 1962? Is that what it was? 62, 61, one of those two. And, decent cover, rain, ocean, kaiju fighting. I dig it. Pretty cool. Pretty good work there. So yeah, there was a Kiya Asamiya variant that I did not get, unfortunately. Kiya Asamiya has been around the block. He actually did Marvel manga adaptations, or maybe they were, I don't know if were they Marvel or Dark Horse. They could have been Dark Horse at the time, I don't know. But he did adaptations of the Phantom Menace and a couple other Star Wars things. And if you look at his Qui-Gon and his Obi-Wan, his men have a very distinct look to them. And he did, for another tokusatsu show, Kamen Rider Forze, he did the design for the villains called the Zodiarts, which are very cool designs. And he also made his own tokusatsu comic called Junk, Record of the Last Hero, which was published by Seven Seas, I believe, Seven Seas Media or Entertainment, who is also publishing the upcoming Go Ranger, which is done by Shotaro Ishinomori, the originator of the Henshin hero Boom, that's what I like to call him anyway, who made Go Ranger, Kamen Rider, Kikaider, or Masked Rider is Kamen Rider, Cyborg 009, a bunch of other great stuff. So anyway, I almost got that variant cover. I didn't, and I'm not showing it here either, which is kind of silly, but whatever. I like this cover. I can't remember let me see in the credits who's doing most of these. This JM, who is that? Cover artist, let's see. Jorge Molina. So I think Jorge Molina's done all these covers, or the main covers for these books, not the variants. So anyway, there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and say I liked the book overall. There was a lot good in it. As I was going through, there's exciting shots. There's BEMULAR and Ultraman squaring off against each other. I like the fact that the action was really, really good in this issue, and I enjoyed it a ton. There was just so much, so much good action. There is something I do have to complain about, which I will, I guess I'll go ahead and complain about it now. But first of all, yeah, it was great action. The stakes felt high. It didn't really, it just kind of picked up from last issue, and there was no, rebuilding or anything. It just, said, hey, this is how much danger we're in, and, things have gotten worse, and, I guess probably the most tense thing was that the old professor, who's in hiding and helped develop a bunch of stuff for the USP, I made an error there. Oh well. Anyway, he didn't want to help, he was trying, he wanted there to be a bunch of damage caused by BEMULAR in order to wake people up and make everything known. And that was an interesting plot point. The Ultra and Shin convince him not to do that and to let them handle the kaiju before it caused, destruction and harm to people, which was ultimately good. So, the action was good, then there was that moral dilemma, but then what's even more interesting is, and unfortunately, so there's 3 consecutive pages. I think 2 of them are a double page spread. I have them shown right here if you're looking at the video version of this, or if you're just listening to the audio, go to the website, mjmunoz.com/stc, and you'll find, for episode 54, an image posted that shows 3 pages next to each other. One, they're in that sushi, well, whatever, they're in Japan! I was going to say the sushi restaurant, but I don't know if it's sushi or whatever, but it's a Japanese restaurant because they're Japanese people in Japan eating at, a restaurant. So anyway, they're in the restaurant talking like they've been before, I think in the first issue, so it kind of bookends with that. So those 2 pages, they have an interesting conversation. Shin decides he's going to call himself and the Ultra in their partnership together Ultraman, which is neat. Cute little scene. And then, like, kind of inexplicably, halfway through the 2nd page, he realizes what they need to do, because there's this problem that the kaiju vault, so I guess I'm going full spoilers now, the kaiju vault is going to explode at some time, and when it does, it'll cause a lot of damage. Just the explosion of it, first of all, will cause a lot of damage, and then a bunch of kaiju will be released all over Tokyo, in the city or whatever, and it's going to be devastating, cause a lot of damage. So they come up with this bright idea of having him become Ultraman and somehow causing a slow release of all the kaiju from the vault, which is floating in this like black hole vortex type of thing. And he turns into Ultraman and then slowly releases it. All the kaiju imprint on him, which is something they introduced in like the 2nd or 3rd issue, that kaiju imprint on somebody when they emerge, and then they can, go after that person no matter where they are. They'll always keep re-emerging and attack that person. So he's the one. They're going to spread them all across the world, and they're all going to be imprinting on him before they get spread across the world in unpopulated areas. So then we're going to have, in the Trials of Ultraman, which is the next story coming up, or the next story arc, miniseries, whatever coming up, he'll be going all around. And they've been catching kaiju for decades, so I don't know how many are in there. It's probably not 5, maybe 30, maybe 50, who knows. 1 a year or whatever since Dan Morboshi got disappeared and whatnot. Anyway, and he's going to be going all across the world globetrotting and taking care of kaiju, destroying them, neutralizing them in the proper way that's going to stop things from happening. And while I like Shin and Ultraman's resolution Shin and the Ultra's resolution of the situation to have them all imprint on him, go all over the world, and then he'll go take care of them one by one, and then they'll come out publicly and announce to people, hey, the USP is this secret organization, there's this looming threat that we've been trying to handle, we can't handle it in the way that we thought we could before, and we were keeping these things from you, and now we're going to let you know about them, and we've got this guy we're working with to help. I think that's really neat, and I love how Shin keeps like pushing himself and pushing everybody else and saying, we need to go farther, we need to do more, we need to be better, and in order to do that, we're going to have to, fess up to what we've done, and I'm not going to become part of the USP because I don't want any part of their shenanigans, and it was wrong for them to hide all this stuff from the people, and we need to, face it for. I love all that stuff. It's super great, like character moment, character growth. It isn't growth, because he was saying to the Ultra, I can be that. I can be who you need me to be. I can show you that humans can be, can ascend to become Ultra like you and your fellow, beings of light or whatever. You and your Ultra brethren and sistren. And anyway, so like, I like that he's affirming that, and that his solution puts himself in danger, but it lessens, it saves Tokyo basically, but it, endangers the rest of the world, while it also makes him, in heightened danger, but then able to handle the dangers one by one. So I think it's a really great conceit for how they're going to keep this going for maybe years. Who knows? We'll see how long this runs. But, he's shown himself to be heroic. I really like this Shin. Fuji's interesting. They make a point that she's not like him because she wants to go along with the USP and, like, keep hiding things. But she kind of trusts him. Like, she wants to work from within the system, and he wants to work from outside of it. So I like that conflict between them. And I like how they go to the director and try to... Is it Ichinotaka? Is that what his name is? And they, try to make it work. And kind of have a, not a meeting of the minds, but like a compromise. So that was pretty cool. So, but like I guess I'll read it. They're talking about what they're going to do. She says, we're looking for a solution. I'm looking for a solution. That's why I'm staying with the USP, because I want to find a way to fix this. And he says, it's not enough to just want to find a solution, Kiki. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to make the real change. That's how you take responsibility. You have to face it and then head on. Oh, and like he like drops his chopsticks, and it's weird. What does that even? Oh, no. You have truly lost your mind. And then it goes to them talking, like the sequence, like it just didn't work for me. That him like having an epiphany, I guess mid-conversation is what that's supposed to represent, but it just fell really flat for me, and I had to read it a couple times over, and it was confusing to me. And then when they go to the next page, I guess, and they're talking to the director and telling him this is what we need to do, it makes sense. And I'm like, I just spent a few minutes describing the plan and how it makes Shin more heroic, and how I like it and stuff. But it just, the way they got there, the writing of it, or the sequencing of it, or a combination of how it was written and how it was sequenced in the art was just not great. So anyway, but I overall really liked it. I'm very satisfied with the series. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it sets up the next story coming, and it was good. The art was fantastic. All this fight scene art was really, really great. I liked the sound effects. I liked everything. So kudos to the team doing Rise of Ultraman, and I'm excited, very excited for the Trials of Ultraman coming up next. So anyway, I'm looking forward to enjoying that, and I'm really glad that Subaru Productions went ahead and worked with Marvel to have this happen, because it's really neat. Oh, and then there's I'm not going to spoil this thing, but at the end, there's a big surprise about another potential threat. Someone's got amnesia, I think. No, the person knows who they are. Anyway, there's another potential threat, and it could be a huge one. So, that's interesting. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. I don't know why I didn't highlight this piece of art, but there's these panels in sequence where Kiki's safe, and Shin and the Ultra tell her, like, they got to go fight it and contain it, and she, what are you gonna do? And he says something like, I just have to think big. And then he dives down, and then over like the course of 3 or 4 panels, like he's like running, which that was a really great sequential, like the dive, then into the run, and there's like the you can tell he's coming forward, but as he's going forward, he's growing in size as he's charging towards BEMULAR, and that was really good. So like they didn't do anything weird. Like they did low angles to make them look bigger, but they didn't like slow it down, or I have a little bit of a problem with kaiju fights and stuff because they're a little slow in some things, or like Godzilla generally. Like I'm not a huge fan. I wouldn't say I'm a kaiju fan. I happen to be becoming a fan of Ultraman in the last year or so, year in my life, not calendar year, and it does it differently. There's a lot of energy in the Ultraman fights. It's very exciting. The fast-paced 3-minute type thing is really cool. And like I said, this is really great. So one thing I had a problem with last issue, which they addressed here, was that, like, why is he Ultraman for more than 3 minutes, seemingly? Well, he's not. It's because in the kaiju limbo, like, time kind of doesn't operate the same as it does here. So, or in, the real world or whatever. So that kind of made sense. But his color timer went red, and he was almost dead, and then he was able to, get himself out of it. So that was pretty cool. So I gotta say, I like this. I like this, like, outside of the system, sort of kind of working with the system, trying to push the system to be better superhero. And I like how there's conflict even amongst the heroes, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of this because the story's been really good so far. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Ishinomori's birthday is coming up. I'm going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda comic that he put out in the Nintendo Power magazine. It's in full color, the edition I have. I bought it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and read and review that, and I'm looking forward to having that out by Ishinomori's birthday, which is January 25th, I think. So I don't have the bandwidth right now to do like a whole Ishinomori week or anything like that, but I'm going to do some stuff here, and I might do some stuff over on what used to be called MJ Loves Toku, what will be called Henshin Inspection, but we'll see about that. So I might relaunch that on that day, during the same week. So we'll see what happens. Also, my A Test of Courage review, Star Wars The High Republic A Test of Courage review, should be out now when this releases, or very close, very close to the same time. And definitely the High Republic Light of the Jedi review analysis is out right now over on Fully Operational. If you're on the video version, they're all on the same channel, and if not, go to the website mgmunoz.com/FO or STC. That's for Fully Operational and Swinging Through Comics. You can look back and forth between them, or just kind of look at the main, like the blog roll of the website. It'll have everything in released order. So anyway, you can find that stuff there, and that's about it. I gotta go. So until next time, folks, take care. And remember, be the hero you needed in your most desperate hour.